So over 30 years, I've found that most people take three approaches to the largest decisions they ever make in their lifetime. A lot of them are done at the kitchen table. That's why we're having the kitchen table chat. And those three approaches, either they tell me some elaborate story, they make an excuse, or they actually consider a plan. So let's talk about stories. You know, stories are things that we make up that we feel are all going to unfold the way a Hollywood movie does. We're writing our own script. But things get in the way, and those things are called life happens events. The things that we didn't think were going to happen. So I ask people, how often have your stories completely rolled out the way you thought they were going to? And 9 times out of 10, they never do. Because of that fact that life happens. And what about excuses? Well, let's just face it, excuses are just a reason not to do the work. It's a delay tactic, it's a distraction. It's not wanting to deal with the reality of taking care of business. So that's when we're talking about stories and excuses, we got to really kind of examine, is that a true path to empowerment? Probably not. What about a plan? Well, I'll tell you one thing. In 30 plus years of helping people, a plan beats a story and excuse every single time. No exceptions. So why aren't we planning as opposed to developing stories and making excuses? That's the question of the day. You know, and it's interesting when you talk about men and women too, because the philosophy of men, and I'm a man, so I can relate to this, we have a mandate. It's built in our DNA to protect and provide. And by God, we're going to protect and provide our family no matter anything. So it's easy for us to go in denial about life's risks because we don't want to think about that because that deviates from our protect and provide philosophy. But women have a much greater ability to look at the grander scope. You know, when you ask a man if you think this is going to happen, whether it's unexpected death, a disability, or possibly a long-term care need, it's not going to happen to me. Really? Is that a story or an excuse? You ask a woman that, I hope it's not going to happen to me or us. See, they understand that's a possibility where a man will just kind of block it out. So this is my message to the men in the audience. Remember that an income protection plan only continues that mandate of protect and provide when you can't do it. And for the women, keep on looking at the bigger picture. Make sure that your man in your life or your significant other, they understand that because it's not about life happens events to the individual that affects the most consequences. The consequences are to the loved ones and the families around that situation. So basically, have a plan. And by the way, this is not a plan, although a lot of people think it is. So make sure that your head's not in the sand and that you're looking clearly and you're doing the right empowerment paths and steps to get that plan put in place.